If you ask IMGs, how long did it take for them to get a green card? Someone might say 8 years, someone 10 years, someone 15 years. This has become one of the biggest problems for IMGs. This also limits their spouses who happen to be professionals from working as well. In this video, I'm going to tell you how I got my green card in 6 months as an Indian IMG, and let's do this together. I have mentioned in my other videos that I transitioned from Canada after a fellowship directly through the alternate entry pathway as an attending physician in the USA. When I moved to the USA, I came on an H-1B, which in my opinion is the best visa you can have if your plan is to transition to a green card. As a part of me moving to the hospital in the USA through the alternate entry path program, I was also told that they would help me sponsor a green card application, which is actually very nice of the hospital to do that. As I moved through my job in the USA, in Cincinnati, we started having a discussion about my green card application. Now, all these big universities have an immigration team, a set of lawyers that they work with who actually can help you with your immigration petition. The plan was that the hospital said they would apply me through EB-1, which is one of the employer-based immigration pathways to get a green card, and which happens pretty soon. Although my credentials were pretty solid, I still wanted to play it safe. So I discussed with the hospital and I said, we probably should also apply for an EB-2. Now, EB-2 is provided for someone with a master's degree, and EB-2 green card typically takes, for Indian citizens, somewhere between 8 to 12 years to actually have a green card, which is a substantially longer time. I still persisted on applying to EB-2 in addition to EB-1 was because although it took longer time, I figured this is more of a sure shot way to get a green card. So in EB-2, if you have a master's, the likelihood of getting is almost significantly high. But the problem is the timeline you have to wait in order to get that. So here you go, after a lot of discussion, the hospital did agree to sponsor me both on an EB-1 and an EB-2. This is because as an employer-sponsored visa, the employers, in other words, for us, the hospitals are supposed to pay for all the immigration fees, and they did agree to pay for both EB-1 and EB-2, which was very nice of them. And finally, the application gets submitted. This was with me as a primary applicant and wife and children as dependents. Because what happens in this situation is if the primary applicant gets a green card or if the petition for green card gets approved, then the whole family does get a green card at the same time. This EB-1 category of green card has 3 subcategories. This goes as EB-1A, which is for people with extraordinary ability. Now this is, in our experience, I have seen IMGs apply on their own without the help of employers through this EB-1A category. And the other one is EB-1B, which is for outstanding researchers and professors, and which is what the category I belong to. And the lawyers, when they talked to me about my file, they decided that would appropriately suit me because I had a lot of publications, I had quite a few book chapters, and I had done a lot of academic accomplishments. The last category is EB-1C, which is for multinational executives. In my experience, of course, I'm not an immigration consultant. I have seen people in other professions like engineers and others go through EB-1C. But for most part, IMGs have gone through EB-1A and EB-1B. All right, so the next step was to prepare the file where they would say that I actually satisfy all the criteria to be EB-1 for the EB-1B application. EB-1A has 10 different criterias and EB-1B has 6 different criterias. The US immigration website does say in order to qualify for this, you must satisfy 3 of the 10 for EB-1A and 3 of the 6 for EB-1B. In addition, both these categories of green card does require quite a few reference letters that comes from outstanding individuals sitting in reputed places around the US and also internationally. I did get my letters from Canada. I think I also got it from Australia, India, if I remember correctly. Now here is a key thing. In our experience, Although the immigration website says you need to have 3 criteria, we highly recommend you satisfy or you show evidence that you actually fulfill all the criteria, because this is really significant. You don't want any chances to take there, because once it's rejected, of course you do have the option to reapply, but it does involve substantial amount of time, money and stress involved to resubmit your application. In my case, both EB1 and EB2 applications were submitted. So I initially first heard from EB2 that my petition was approved in a span of few months. Now here's the catch. Even the petition is approved, the actual process of getting a green card would have taken at least 10 years. This is because after the petition is approved, there is a final step called change of status. And this is where you change your status from being a visa holder to a green card holder, and this process is what takes extensive amount of time. Then I hear my EB1 was also approved. So when I applied this, I could immediately use my EB1 approval and then get a green card. And this happened within a span of 6 months. So from the time of application, of course, preparing the application took time, and by the time I received my physical green card, it was approximately a span of only 6 months. So we recommend people move through the alternate entry path program. And if you did that, if you're eligible to do that, it not only bypasses residency, but also can significantly help with your immigration. So you and your family can enjoy the benefits of being a green card and eventually a US citizen, just like how me and my family became US citizens. So for you to get into the alternate entry path program, we do provide extensive coaching, and you can always speak to one of us. You can always speak to me or one of our experts on our website, imgsecrets.com, by booking an appointment through our website. Here is a video where I've explained all about the alternate entry path program, and review this. And think about, if you are eligible, then you can speak to us, or if you have any questions, then reach out to us. Then we can guide you what the next steps would be, so you become successful not only with your clinical work, but also establishing your family in the USA, as it's called land of opportunities, and go from there. Any questions? Do post in the comments below. Take care, stay safe. I will talk to you soon.